it's funny because they've got so much security. All the fences around the entire perimeter. And you can just open that up and just walk in. I think I should just give some context because nothing has really been said. We used to come here a few years back and there was this abandoned building, and because in one of my last videos I showed off another abandoned place that we used to go to and it's now been destroyed. This one's now been destroyed, so I thought I'll just give you a quick glance at what remains here now. Oh fuck me! Ah!
I'm good.
Oh wow, it's nothing.
Wow, nothing.
This looks massive.
It is massive.
In a day.
Hello! Can I get a hi? I don't really know why I wanted to film this. Memories that have now been destroyed. Because I filmed it on my old channel back in the day, a few years back. I feel like just throw it in one for the memories until this place gets rebuilt into something else.
Was this whole thing
Yeah.
like uncovered bit and that was the back bit, or was there like, this was it and wasn't there like a wall?
This is where they drove it. I really want to bring my car in here.
Yeah, that'd be cool if you could find a way.
Oh sorry, we just opened the gate. There's those boulders in the way. It's probably why the boulders are there.
That's because I'm lower.
I'm getting the exact photo.
But look how far away we are from the camera.
Go up.
Alright, that took like what, 5 minutes? We took this photo when? Like 2016?
Yeah.
2017.
2016, 17.
And that's with the factory in the background. Just recreated it. There.
You two actually look so young there.
I know. It's so sad, isn't it? I was literally saying the other night.
And the factory's gone.
Yeah.
And you look old.
Yeah, we just look old.
That's actually well sad to look at.
Both driving Grandad whips. You more than me because you've got a Passat and a Corrado.
Beautiful car.
And I've got a BMW.
Beamer.
Which is a proper Grandad car.
Lucy's got the best car here. You had a Peugeot back then?
Yep.
It's probably the last time we're going to come. Good memories.
Morning! What are we doing today, love? That's right. What have we got to do first? That is correct. I've got to have some food.
Now that I've had my breakfast and the camera's charged, I will let you know on what's going on. So, last week, I don't know if he was just heavy-handed or whatever, and when one of my mates tried to get in the passage, I think it was Jake, we'll blame Jake, tried to get in and it is unlocked. The handle feels flimsy and weak. Something in the handle lock broke. After a quick Google, I found that this is quite common, so it was probably going to go anyway. There was answers everywhere. Let me know that a guy called Dave on the Corrado forum sells these new lock mechanism things. They're also on eBay for a pair of them for the same price, but I thought I'll stick with what everyone's telling me to do. I'll go with what Dave's selling me. I think it was £16 for the one side, but it does come with 2 pages, well, 1 page of instructions and another page of pictures. At least we have a guide on how to do it. I'm just gonna get straight into this because this is something that I really need to get done. So first job is to get the door open and take the handle out. Alright, don't shut on me. No, door's open. So I think you just need to undo that screw and then the whole thing becomes loose and you can just take it out. Get that out. The door handle should be loose. Online it tells me I can slide it one way. Oh, maybe that bit. Okay, I'm gonna put the camera down for this and try and figure it out. Right, okay, so I found the issue. It's that there's still a wire connected on. I think it's a sensor wire or something, or the locking wire. So I'm gonna have to take the door card off to unplug it so that I can remove the door handle completely. There was one hidden screw inside the speaker grill, so I'm hoping this is now going to be the last one, and the door handle should pop straight off once I've got this out. Alright, nope, there was one more. Fucking hell, this car just has loads of hidden secrets, doesn't it? Here we go, it's coming. We're off. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to unplug the speaker and the window switches. There we go. And the door card is off. So under this weird membrane, you peel that up, there's a plug here. So I unplugged that and then I pushed the bottom one, slid it out, pushed it through, and I'm hoping that's going to be the one that goes into the handle. There we go, so that's the plug out. Now I gotta work out how to get, oh, fair enough, like that. Cool, it's out, there we go, that's the dirty bit done. All right, this is my little makeshift workbench. I'm gonna read out the instructions as I do this. I'm hopefully not gonna make the video too long. So, first thing it says is to pop the plastic gaskets off. So the pivot pin is the next. So I think that's the thing that we're trying to, I'm gonna do as it says and get some WD-40. So what that step was asking me to do is to put a screwdriver and try and wedge that underneath the spring to pry it up, just to get it up and out of the way. And now the next step is to get one of these screws. I now need to tap that into there with a hammer and then I believe unscrew it, so that we're trying to get that out of there so we can replace it with our one. I think I just got done with the trickiest, fiddliest part. What you need to do, where that tiny screwdriver is, how I did it was knocking it the other side. You can begin to see this little thing on the opposite side, and on that side is a little sheet of metal, which in the guide it tells you need to remove, but in my case, just muller it until it comes off. I don't know how I did that, but it worked. And then I put it in a vice clamp and then started knocking it the other way with a hammer until eventually this little shit came out. So now we're on to the next step. This is what we're trying to get out, and that was what the pivot pin was stopping, because obviously it was clamped from the inside. So I'm now trying to get this out. I think I might need a pair of grips or something to get that out. There we go, and that was it. And that is why the door doesn't open, because that's snapped. This is our new one. I'm gonna read the next lot and then we'll do it together. Okay, so having a read through and having a look at it, I think I understand it. So the hole here is where that is gonna go back in, but obviously it needs to sit in place there, like that, and then the spring is gonna sit in that gap here. So it's basically slot it in and then try and lift the spring into there and then replace that back in. The thing that this guide fails to mention, and that I had to look up, you need to pry the handle into its open position by wedging, well, the online guide recommended a bottle cap. So wedge it open so that the thick bit of metal in there also comes up so that you can get this underneath. So now, if I can figure out a way to do it, because there's still not much room, I've worked it out. Right, so I confused myself, basically. I didn't think to look inside the actual door, but that's the rest of the handle, the latch, that obviously that tiny bit snapped off of, which went along the lines of something like that. So this piece is what this new piece is replicating, and it sits in pretty much like this. I don't know if anyone's going to be watching this for the tutorial, but that's how it sits in. The spring and the thicker bit of metal sits in, I don't know their actual names. It doesn't sit like up, it sits to the side, facing that way. This is a passenger side door handle, so it faces that way. And before I put the pivot spring in, obviously you want to test to make sure that it works. And it does. And that's the catch, which catches onto the lock, I suppose. The catch on the door. So I'm now going to grease this, make sure everything's nice and lubed up so that it doesn't scratch anything and it doesn't rust anything eventually. And then that goes back inside here. Once it's of course all lined back up. And then I'm just going to tap it back in. Okay, I've greased everything up and it all seems okay, apart from one thing which I don't understand why it's happening. If you pull it so much, it locks it. And then you have to push it back to get it to shut again. And I cannot, for the life of me, figure out what it's getting stuck on. Is it meant to do that? Maybe I'm being an idiot. Maybe it's supposed to do that, I don't know. I'm gonna fit it back onto the door and see if it works. I'm just gonna refit it, so with all the wire down. Moment of truth. I managed to get the door handle back on, and word of advice, make sure when you screw it back on you use the right screw. I picked up one of the screws that I'd taken off from somewhere else, and because it was a bit longer it was blocking the door, so I was getting so confused as to why the door wouldn't open with the screw on, but then I realised I was using the wrong screw. Right, so I've done the test before we actually go and shut it, imagining that it's shut by clipping that down. And I pull on the handle, it does work. I'll show it gently first. Nice, we got a working door. That feels a lot heavier than that. I have a feeling this one's gonna go soon. I probably should have done them both at the same time. Gotta wait till payday for the next one. Right, I'm gonna put the door cards back on. I'm gonna wash my hands first actually, go pee, probably make a tea, and then put the door card back on. At least I know now that to change the speakers it is just take the door card off and then unplug it, which is nice and easy. I'm not too sure about these ones though. We'll get to it when the time comes. So there we have it, 2 wonderfully working doors, which hopefully still locks. I didn't even try this. Yep. And still opens. Lovely jubbly. I would say that's a day well spent. The next job for me to do is to find that fuse, which I still haven't done because I've just been too busy working on everything else. But yeah, thank you for watching guys. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video guys. Massive thank you to everyone who's ordered a sticker as well. If anyone's still watching at this point, thanks for sticking around. Yeah, thank you to everyone who's ordered a sticker. I'm gonna go post them out now once I've packed them. So hopefully they'll be with you by the time this video is up. Thanks for watching guys. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one.